take a seat.
Hi Zinvi, how are you? Nice to see you again. Thanks David.
No worries.
David is our good employee. He's been looking after our admin very well for the last couple of months now.
Thank you.
So take a seat. And hi Robert, nice meeting you Robert. How's everything today?
I'm
Good?
fine.
That's
Yeah,
good,
So
that's
far,
good.
so-
Yeah.
yeah.
So you guys are excited to know about the strategy for risk management?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. So I went through your details for your objectives of you want to have insurance on site just to make sure everything's alright when you guys in a different difficult time. So yeah, I went through all your information about what's your asset at this stage, what's your liability, what's your goals, and the goals like you want to make sure your children goes to university, get a proper education and stuff like that. I've considered all this stuff, and I've actually come up with the strategy to actually calculate your insurance need as well. Okay. So pretty much with the insurance, you can have it. You can pay the insurance premium, which is also known as you can have ownership structure inside superannuation and in your personal name as well. Okay. So do you know what I mean by that?
Not sure.
Not sure. Well, what I mean is like you can have your insurance policy that's inside your superannuation, so which means you can fund to pay your premium by using your superannuation money, right? But the ownership will be the trustee of the superannuation,
Okay.
which means that in the time of insurance event, you can usually use that policy to cover your, say the policy that's life, TPD inside superannuation, and the benefit will be paid to the trustee of your superannuation, and they will decide to pay to the member, like yourself.
So you mean that my superannuation will be the owner and will pay insurance premiums,
Exactly.
and then I will receive my insurance benefit from my super.
That's right, exactly. And for the policy that's under your personal name, and you'll pay the premium for the policy directly from your bank account, and you will be entitled for the benefit directly as well. So you don't go through a superannuation.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, the advantage of having policy inside superannuation is you don't have to pay from your own pocket, which means that you guys can use your superannuation money to pay your insurance premium. So it doesn't have a negative impact on your cash flow. Okay. So yeah, I went through your all your insurance need for you and for Robert. So because I came to know that you guys have a $90,000 in your mortgage still sitting there, so which you've been paying, and also you said that you would like to have your your children go to primary school and go to secondary school, and you would like to pay for this education. And yeah, and I've considered also because you also told that you want to be able to fund your children to university as well. Yes. And I've used all those figures by estimates like that you gave you $4,000 for every month, every year for 5 years for your primary school. For two of your children would be around $40,000. Okay. For secondary school for 6 years, $12,000 would come around $72,000. And if you have to times by 2 children, it would be $142,000 in total. Okay. And for the university degree, the estimate was around $3,000 per annum, and that's for 3 years. And when you multiply that by 2 children, it comes up to $18,000. So the total the education cost would be around $200,000 for the entire education for your children. Okay.
Yeah.
And I also came to know that the Robert, you have $50,000 in your superannuation, and yourself you have $12,000 in your superannuation at this stage, and you guys have a term deposit which is of $30,000, right? That's good. And when I use the insurance watch to table analysis calculations, I came out to the insurance needs for Robert is 1.2 million. Yeah, and for yourself it's around. For you, I haven't considered education costs because since Robert is the breadwinner in the family, so he's bringing money to the family. So I'm not putting this education needs under your cover. However, I put this as under Robert. So something happens to Robert and he's not there look after a children, a fun, and you will be actually entitled for the education benefit as well, because I have used as a calculation for insurance needs.
So if something happens to Robert, I'll be able to
Claim.
Yes, I'll make a claim,
Yeah.
and I'll be able to provide the education, desired education
Yeah.
level.
Exactly. So in the times of something happens to Robert and he's not there to fund the be there with education.
But if I, for example, I die,
Mm-hmm.
so Robert will not be able to pay education costs from my insurance because you you have not included.
I've not included.
Mhm.
I've not included because as being Robert being the primary,
Yeah, his income like 3 times.
3 times more than what he actually make. He will be still be able to fund the education in the
that's fair
time
enough. That's fair enough.
down the track, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and as for Robert, I've come to the calculation of life and TB of $1.2 million, and I've put as $100,000 for trauma insurance.
What is this trauma?
Trauma insurance is like in the times of some accidental events, like for say instance you have some traumatic event, like say you have a cancer or a heart attack, and you might need immediate cash in that case to fund your treatment.
But we have private health insurance.
So you have a private health insurance, but it doesn't cover the traumatic events. So with the private health insurance, it's just like
Primary health insurance will reimburse me for money spent and like provide extra benefits, something. But yes, so primary health insurance will like cover me for something, for cover part of my costs, medical costs related to my condition.
So you said you have a private health insurance. That's what you said.
Yeah.
I went through your.
We have family package.
Okay, because when I went through your data collection, it says that you don't have any
Really?
insurance.
Okay.
You don't have any insurance in Super, and you don't have any insurance in personal line.
So it's okay. All right.
Okay.
We do have general insurance.
Okay.
We have like home content.
Okay, so this is the personal insurance that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Let's talk about
yeah.
so trauma insurance. If we have like cancer or
Heart attack.
or what about if I have severe burns?
When you have a severe burn or accident on the road, big accident, where it's traumatic, where you need a lot of money to actually fund your treatment, you'll be able to access for this kind of fund, because you'll be covered under trauma cover.
Okay.
So this is and I put as $100,000 because at the times of traumatic event you might have to take off for a long time from work, or maybe you have to go, you need emergency fund to pay the deposit or to operation or so, and also at the same time you might have to look after a family for some cost. So it's always I think it's best interest for a client to actually have at least $100,000 of trauma cover in place.
Yes, this is okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So I have used $100,000 for yourself and also for the robots, $100,000 for trauma cover, and for the income protection, robot it makes $120,000 income before tax, and yours is around $36,457 before tax. So around 75% of $120,000 plus. What I did was $75,000. Our best interest is to cover at least $75,000, 75% of $120,000 for a robot, and same with yourself as well. So when I and also we would like to cover at least 5% of superannuations on top as well. So the robot monthly benefit for income protection would be around $8,212.
What is this superannuation cover? What does it mean? 5%.
5% means that you can the insurance company, they allow you to cover at least 5% of your total superannuation that you're entitled for your superannuation guarantee.
Okay. So if I, for example, if I will be sick, they will not just pay pay me the benefit, they will also make some contributions
towards superannuation.
So my super will grow.
It will grow as well.
Okay.
So we have considered both, like for your income plus your super as well. So $8,212 per month would be the cover for the robot, and for yourself we have come up with the figure $2,495 per month. That's your benefit. That's
so
including your super.
It's not like my entire income, monthly income.
No.
It's just a percentage.
75%
okay.
is 75% of your total income per annum.
So if something happens, I can apply.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can make a claim.
So if something happens for you, and because we have choose the waiting day for 30 days for a robot, and I have put as a 90 days waiting period for yourself.
What is
this? Is like when something happens to you, when something happens to you and you won't be able to walk, right? For robot, as long as he waited for 30 days, he can be able to claim for the income protection cover. So he can't claim immediately for the income protection cover, but after 30 days he is eligible for the income protection.
So we will be paid after 30 days. He will be paid after 30 days.
Yeah.
When I will be paid?
For yourself, we put as 90 days waiting period.
Why 90?
Because you are a low income earner, and because the strategy also to come up with a cheaper premium, right? So when you want to pay cheaper premium, you have to like one of the features is to actually extend your waiting period. So because you are a low income owner and the robot is high income owner, you will suffer more if robot has to wait 90 days for the income.
Yes.
For whereas you have less income, so you can at least be eligible to, like, we will be willing to wait for 90 days enough to pay to get the benefit. Then robot who is the primary income owner.
You just want to reduce insurance costs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much the strategy also to decrease your insurance premium at this stage. Okay.
Alright.
So and that's why we have put 30 days waiting period for robot and 90 days waiting period for yourself. Okay.
Okay.
And with this strategy, like I said, I can.
And how long I will be paid this benefit?
So this I'll explain that as well. So with the benefit, I'll explain that as well. With this TPD, life TPD cover, I came to the calculation is 1.2 million for the robot for life in TPD, and like I said, $100,000 for trauma, and for robot also the income protection would be like 8,212 per month. Okay, and for your calculation for life TPD, because like I said, I didn't consider education costs, for yourself. So what I did was I consider like your mortgage of $90,000 and for life, for life and TB, I consider $90,000 for your mortgage and $10,000 for your funeral costs. And just something happens to you, and you might need this money to fund your funeral or something.
Yeah.
In the event of death.
How much you said?
$10,000.
$10,000.
Okay. And and like because you and Robert also mentioned that Robert mentioned that he would like you to receive at least $50,000 for another 20 years if something happens to him or he's not here, to look after the family.
Yeah.
So, and likewise, you want at least Robert to have at least $40,000. That's what he mentioned. You want $40,000 for another 10 years for support Robert in terms something happens to you, right?
Yeah.
So I consider all those expenses, and I also consider your superannuation balance at this stage. You had $12,000 in your superannuation and $30,000 as your term deposit. So $42,000. You had like $42,000 to offset whatever insurance needs was. Okay.
So you calculated my insurance needs, and then you deducted my superannuation. Why did you deduct?
Because in the times of some insurance event, you are eligible to receive that money anyway. Like for your superannuation, you have that money sitting there, so which you will be entitled to receive it.
I die,
Yeah.
I become totally and permanently disabled.
Yeah, you have access to those funds.
Okay, all right.
So I would like to decrease your insurance needs by those funds. Okay. Okay. So the calculation was around $427 for your life and TVD for yourself. Okay. And like I said, trauma is $100,000 for you as well, and income protection is $2,495 per month. Okay.
Yes.
So your question about the benefit was up to age 65. So you will be paid up to age 65 for income protection, and same with Robert as well.
Okay.
So you guys are entitled to pay and receive a benefit up to age 65. Okay. And yeah, and so far, did you get everything that I was explaining about you about?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think I do.
Yeah. So the advantage of having pretty much the policy inside superannuation and outside superannuation is the when you're paying through your superannuation money, you don't have to fund from your pocket, so that will not have a negative impact in your cash flow.
Yeah.
So that's in terms of tax.
But I'll have to pay from my super.
Yeah, exactly. The whole point is we don't want to have a negative impact on the cash flow that you actually have. So that's the strategy. Yeah, of course your superannuation will go less, you know, in terms of payment in time of say 10, 20 years.
Yeah, but still we need
decrease.
insurance.
Yeah,
Yes, we need insurance.
but I think you're also you want the priorities to have the insurance needs on place, so that in the times of any event that your family is looked after. So yeah, with the advantage in terms of tax. So for instance, if you have a superannuation policy and something happens to you and the benefit gets paid out to you, it will be paid out to the superannuation trust first, and the trustee will see if you guys if the beneficiary is entitled for the benefit. All right.
Okay.
So and you will pretty much, because you've been paying 15% tax on the superannuation for any premium that you're paying, you will be, depending upon if it's the tax dependent or not dependent, the beneficiary will not pay tax. If the tax dependent, the beneficiary, they will not pay any tax for their benefit. All right. Okay. And for any policy that's under your personal name, you will be not entitled for the deduction for the premium, which means you won't be able to claim tax deduction for your for the premium that you pay for the policy that you have under your personal name. However, when the benefit gets paid out, it will be paid out directly to you. Okay. So that's the difference between having a policy inside superannuation and having a policy on your personal name.
So I cannot like claim deduction for all policies which I hold in my name.
Yeah, for instance, you have a income protection on your name. What you can do is you can claim a tax deduction for having this insurance.
You mean you mean the policy, for example, if I have a life and TPD policy, I cannot claim tax deduction.
Yeah, because you have this policy inside superannuation. Okay, so superannuation will get 15% discount for the premium that you're paying. For instance, if you are paying from your personal, like from your own bank account for the policy that's on your name, you'll be entitled for the tax deduction on your marginal tax rate.
You mean will I be so? If for example this is life and TPD, if I have life and TPD insurance now, because you see we don't want our super to decrease. However, we don't want our personal cash flow to be affected as well. So I'm just trying to think what is the best. So you told that, am I correct saying that I can, if I have policies like life and TPD in my name, I cannot claim tax? What about trauma policy? Can I claim tax?
No, you cannot claim for trauma policy for tax deduction.
Tax deduction cannot.
No, only the policy for income protection that's under your name, personal name, you can claim it for the tax deduction.
I see.
Okay.
Wow, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that's pretty much the structure that we have set out for the policies for Robert and yourself is we're setting up life policy, life and TPD policy for the Robert inside superannuation, and also the Robert has a TPD on outside in his personal name. Okay, so this is for TPD, and trauma is also always outside the superannuation. You cannot have trauma inside superannuation, so it's in his personal name for trauma cover, and same with yours.
Yeah.
And for income protection, it's inside superannuation for yourself, and for Robert, because he's in a higher tax bracket, it's beneficial for him to have it on his personal name, so he gets a bigger discount when deductions when he claiming for tax.
So he will claim tax deduction.
Yeah.
And he will get like a tax credit for all insurance premiums paid.
That's right.
Okay.
So it's more beneficial for him because he's in a higher tax bracket.
Why his TPD is outside super?
Okay, it's because he's a civil engineer. We would like to have him top TPD cover, which is when in the times of if he's not covered under TPD the policy that he holds in such superannuation, he will be covered under TPD on occupations that's under his personal name. So which means we are trying to insure him for his own occupation. So civil engineering is his own occupation. So if something happens to Robert and he's not able to perform the duties that civil engineers regularly perform, he'll be entitled for the TPD on occupation. So that's it's more cover, like it's more comprehensive cover in terms of TPD. In your case, since you are office administration, so we came with the strategy. I think strategic TPD cover would be enough for you, because in the times of any claim you make, they will always assess you in any TPD any definitions. So and which means that if you are not able to perform, say for instance you have a TPD any insurance cover inside superannuation. So if for instance if you're not able to perform the duties that you're doing as a admin at the states, they will see what kind of other job that you might be able to do.
Okay.
Right? Because administration can be a broad range, and you might just be answering phone, or you might just be filling out applications. So there's a lot of different things that admin can do, right? So it's no point having TPD on as well, okay? Because there's no any specific profession that you can actually cover you under, okay? Okay. So I think in that terms, TPD and deficient, as long as you cannot do any administration duties, you will be.
Why Robert cannot keep his own occupation TPD in super?
Robots, because you're not entitled to have on occupation definition policy inside superannuation.
So we cannot.
You cannot have inside superannuation. That's the reason why we have to have a separate TPD on occupation insurance policy, right? And yeah, and then so with the insurance cover, I went through the research and I came with there was a top 3 provider, insurance provider.
Yes.
For Robert it was TEL 1 part and AIA, and for yourself it was MLC AIA 1 part. Okay, so I went through the the features and through the what kind of premium they have and what kind of discounts they're offering, stuff like that. I came to know that AIA has the highest ratings for the life and TPD for Robert. Okay, and 1 part had the best insurance cover for income protection and trauma for Robert. And for yourself was still the same. AIA had because I had a comparison for yourself for MLC AIA in 1 part, like I said before. AIA had the better rating for life and TPD, and same with the income protection and trauma was still the 1 part was the winner. Okay, so this is in terms of discounts and features and the competitive. I compare everything. So those were the most beneficial ones. Okay, for you guys. So because the trauma policy and TPD policy had to be linked with the life and life policy, so we can't have a trauma policy from 1 part. So we had to have the life TPD and trauma policy from AIA. This is the reason.
So we should have 1 provider.
Yeah, 1 provider. You can't have trauma with other provider and life and TPD one, because you have to link it. Okay. So what I recommended for Robert and yourself was to have a life TPD and trauma cover from 1 part. So it's linked. And for the income protection, you guys can have 1 part. Okay, because that has the best features. It had like 81 benefits. So and all those and it also had high ratings. Okay, and with the premium was around $296 for life and TPD for Robert per month, $296. Okay, and for the trauma cover it was $47 per month. Okay, And for the income protection for robot is $144 per month. And for yourself, we have around $381.75 per annum for your life and TPD cover. Life TPD cover, okay?
This is in my super.
Yeah, yeah. And for your trauma cover, you have to pay extra $27.32 per month.
So Robert will pay 47,
Yeah.
I'll pay 27.
Yeah, that's for your trauma cover. Okay. And for your income protection, so that's deducted from your superannuation, which comes around $40 per month.
And you know how much we should pay from super
From super,
total?
so yeah, in total you have to multiply that 200 into 96 per $200.96 per month. So this will be debited from your superannuation, okay? And your income protection of $27 will be debited from your superannuation as well per month. Okay, so life in TPD and income protection for yourself, and life in TPD for a robot that will be debited every month from his superannuation. Okay, so rest will be paid from the personal income for robot. For robot, TPD on and income protection will be paid from his personal bank account, and for yourself, only trauma will be paid from your account. That's it. I've explained everything. I have also put everything in the SOA document here for you to go through what's your policy and how much is the difference premium you're paying and everything, and all those cost comparison, all those features and everything I put there for you, so you can always refer and you can always compare the difference and everything. So I've already put
So we should read this.
Yeah. So please go through that document, and if there's any confusion, you can always come to me and likewise.
So, but once we accept this, we cannot change it.
Yeah, once you can always change. Once we actually implement the plan, once you have the insurance in force and everything, and if you think if you believe that the insurance is too high for you, or we can always adjust that. You can always maybe if you think that it's not under your affordable limit and you want to decrease your cover, you can always do that.
Okay. But when we will have our cover in force, when we will get insured?
Yeah. So so at this stage we cannot straight away cancel your existing like if you have any insurance, because you don't have any insurance. That's all right at this stage. But what we have to do is once I implement the plan and whatever documents is required, and I'll come to that process as well. I'll explain that as well. But before that, I do something. I have to also explain you about. How is the fee charge? How is the So with this advice, we like I said before, we do a lot of research, a lot of analysis, and we come with our recommendation, right? So it takes longer than 10 hours just for research and analysis and stuff like that. But just writing the document itself will at least take us 5 hours. Okay, so what I do was I charge every hour $100 for 5 hours, so that's $500, and plus the 10% GST is $550. So I would only charge for a statement of advice document. The advice document only $550. Okay, and with the insurance, there is so there are pretty much options we have for you. Like there's different way you can pay us for the insurance implementation of plan. The first option is we don't charge anything for the insurance, right? So what we do is we get our commission from the product provider, which is like the insurance provider, like OnePath, AIA. They give us the commission on because of you having the insurance company with them. Okay, so they will pay us 120% of the premium that you actually paying to them. Okay, so in this case, you don't pay anything to us. Okay, and other ways that we can actually dial down the commission, right? And this will actually help you for the premium to be cheaper, right? But then you have to pay us the advice implementation fee plus advice fee, so you have to pay from your own pocket then. Okay, so what we normally recommend our client is, we normally advise our client is we use the first options, which is we don't charge anything directly to your client about the insurance. So we get our commission of the insurance provider. Okay, and then we review our client every year. Okay.
And this review, is it for free or?
So this review is what happens because in our case you also have investment with us, like we have recommended you investment in the managed funds through our platform where we recommended you. The managed funds that we recommended. What happens is we take 1% for every year 1% of your total investment. Okay, because you have we have recommended you investment through the managed funds in our platform, the B2 wrap that we actually recommended on the other side of the document. There is there's an investment options details as well. So what we do is we take the 1% as ongoing fees for looking after your investment and also the insurance needs.
Okay.
So this 1% is not only for the investment
So
that we're looking after. We'll also be reviewing. Yeah. We'll also be reviewing your insurance policy every year.
So basically, we pay you with by paying ongoing fee and ongoing advice.
Exactly. So and we'll always give you the options in 2 years' time if you still want to be with us, you want to option out. It's mandatory for us to actually get a commission. So we'll be always sending that every 2 years as well, opt-in facility. Okay. So what do you think about that, Buzz?
So I think it's better if we will like. So one option, you will bill us every time when you provide advice. Second option, it's like you will just be paid by insurance company commission, and I think it's the best. But this SOA fee I will have to pay anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So what? So the option is alright. The first option.
The first option is better. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll stick to that one. So what do you think about this risk management advice?
I think benefit amount is quite close to what we discussed between ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should be like we thought it should be at least $1 million if Robert dies, and it should be like $500,000 if I die or whatever. So I think this is like acceptable amount of insurance.
Yeah.
Okay. And what should we do?
Yeah. So pretty much you are happy with the strategy for risk management.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So this one is here is the authority to proceed document here. What it says is that I have disclosed all the fees and commission that how I get paid, and also you have understood all the advice that we provided you, and you have gone through the product disclosure statement as well about the product that we have.
What is this variation of advice thing?
This is the variation advice is where you have to include things that is different to what we actually said just there. Say for instance, you might not like insurance advice. Say and this the variation of advice where you say, okay, I'm happy with other advice, but this is insurance advice. I don't want to implement this strategy. So you can actually mention your the variation that you went through after we present your statement of advice. So
but if I'm happy with insurance advice, but I think I need more insurance or less insurance, what should I do?
Oh, so at this stage, are you fine with the recommendation?
We accept.
Okay, so at this stage, if you are fine with the recommendation level of insurance cover, it's you can just you can sign here. So this is pretty much what it says is I have disclosed you all the insurance, how commissions and fees that I've charged you, and how you have understood all my recommendation about the strategy, and also it gives you have understood the product as well. So, and if you are happy with this cover, this is where you have to sign. Say you are happy and I want to go ahead.
So we should sign.
Yeah, just sign here. And yeah, with in future, in future, if you guys think that this insurance is too expensive or too much, you can always come back to me, and we can always adjust. That's not a big deal.
So
Okay?
we can we increase our insurance? I mean, if we need more insurance.
Yes, most definitely. See, it's like you come back to us, you just tell me, and we want to increase our, and we'll just complete the form accordingly, and we'll send it to the product provider. And if they require any documents, and they'll let us know. So for instance, they might require fresh updated personal statement from you, a fresh declaration from you. In that case, I'll contact you. All right. So for this initial implementation, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be processing your applications for insurance cover. So I'll be completing Robert form and your form, and I'll put it presenting to the product provider, and I will be contacting you guys if you require any more stuff, because the product provider is gonna contact me, say, okay, we require this documents from your client, and I'll be contacting you. And
so we should complete like applications for insurance.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna complete all the forms for you, and and send it to the product provider. And if they require blood tests, if they require medical evidence, if they require doctor declaration from your doctor, they'll let me know, and I'll let you guys know. And that way I'll be the mediator, and that's how I'll help you to implement the insurance plan. So once the insurance plan and everything is in force, I will let you know about your new position about your insurance. So now I'll say, okay, Robert and Jennifer, your insurance is covered. This is your cover. This is much premiums being paid out from your designated account, and you have paid up to this limit, this period. I'll be explaining everything about your new position as well. Okay.
Right.
So you guys are happy with everything out of today?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for your time, for Genevieve. It was nice meeting you, and Robert as well. And if you guys have any issue, you always can come back to me and just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to
So
explain.
you will look after everything.
I will be looking after everything. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, and you have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thank you.